Coming live every Tuesday at 7 with Steve, Cat, Ryan, Amanda, and Eric. And the voice of NEW, Vince Berry. Hitting all the topics like a clothesline flurry. Turn up your speakers and hear them out. You can listen from your car, even on your couch. They too raw, who NXT? Handing out smackdowns, follow on IG. Plus, it's sponsored by TagMeADate. Go to YouTube and sub now for every update. It's all wrestling here. No safe space, now listen in. Time to hear from some of the greats.
Am I on? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Vince.
Excellent.
Welcome,
I realized I had
everybody.
the switch. The switch wasn't on. How's it going, everybody?
We're going. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the War Report podcast.
Yes, sir.
With our new time of 9 p.m. And we definitely have a lot to cover. The brand new combined entrance of MJF and Adam Cole. I mean, what they're doing with the two of them is great. So we definitely have a lot to cover because now we also have a tribal match at SummerSlam, and we'll get into that. So there's a lot to cover, but welcome to another edition.
Yes, sir. I mean, geez, we're ready to go, man. There's a whole lot of stuff coming up and a whole lot of like Money in, where is it? Not Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, or is it Money in the Bank? What pay-per-view is coming up? Somebody help me here.
SummerSlam.
Money in the Bank already happened. That's right.
We have a Money in the Bank. It was
that didn't happen with the handcuffs.
Sky
Yeah, I remember all that.
Senor Damian Priest.
I'm sorry. All of this programming is just so memorable. I only remember bits and pieces. If it's not about like the bloodline of the Judgment Day, my memory's probably not so good about it. Because those are the things that they're focusing on the most. But
we have a new title holder within the Judgment Day now too.
Oh yes, so I've heard about that and the reaction that got from some people. Dominic is the new NXT North American champion.
Yep.
Dirty Dom is the new North American champion, and I think it's great. I really do. The amount of heat he's got right now, it's perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at him having a title. Like I said, I think it should have been something that was a joke. Like he should have brought back the 205 Live title or been like a cruiserweight champion or something. But like this is good. And NXT championship is exactly where he should be right now. So that's fine.
Yeah, for his first singles title, that's a good spot to be in. It's not like they gave him something on the main roster. For sure.
So yeah, we've got. The build so first of all, internally, I guess, for WWE, with the bloodline going as well as it is, they've seen how well the Judgment Day thing is going, and that they've decided that the next storyline that they're going to put the focus into and kind of keep going for as long as they can is this Judgment Day thing. And I mean, Judgment Day has been actually going on for quite a while, since all the way back when Edge started the group, and you barely even remember that Edge was part of it.
Here's a fun fact for you.
What's that?
Dominic Mysterio is the only wrestler in history to main event Raw, SmackDown, NXT all in 1 week.
That's pretty remarkable.
Right? Yep. That's crazy if you think about it.
He didn't show up on Raw and Nitro on the same night, but
So Tara says, by the way, hey guys, how are you? We're doing well, but I think, since Tara asked how everyone's doing, maybe Vince, you have some news
guys,
you want to share.
Yeah. So for you wrestling fans, since we are in a wrestling podcast, I got a little bit of good news for you. Friday morning, and I'll provide a link for those of you who are not in Connecticut, but Friday morning, 9 a.m. on Chaz and AJ in the morning, I sent a few emails and managed to get Adam Cole, baby, as a guest on phoning into the morning show. So I believe it's 991wplr.com, but I'll send that link. We'll be broadcasting live 9 a.m. I don't know if I'm going to be in the studio. I believe I am. Otherwise, it's going to be Chaz, who's a great interviewer, conducting things. And then on Saturday, I do have a press pass for the AEW Collision that's taking place at the XL Center in Hartford. So I'm going to be going back there, getting some interviews, hoping to run into some big name. We'll see. I don't know. Like, I don't know what they're going to. I'm a press pass and I work at a radio station. I don't know how they perceive the radio guys. I'm hoping that I can get Punk. I'm hoping I can, run into Tony Schiavone and some other guys. I really don't know. We'll just see who's available backstage, and those interviews will be up for the social media on the radio station. And then
hey, Vince,
on the air and stuff.
Whomever you do get in physical contact with while you are at the XL Center, do not hesitate. To try and get them to come on this show.
I'll see what I can do.
Just saying.
I'll definitely see what I can do. I've noticed a lot more.
I already told Bob I'm calling in sick Friday morning so I can listen to Adam Cole. So
I mean, you don't have to call in sick. He'll be on. Like I said, it's probably at 9:00, probably 9 to 9:15 or 9 to 9:20, maybe 9:30, depends on how long they go. But 9 o'clock
jokes,
hour.
Though, man, that's fucking awesome. I'm
so
happy for you. That's
Thanks,
really
man,
cool.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
you're gonna have a great time.
Vince, thank you for living all our childhood dreams, brother. We greatly appreciate it, man.
Amen to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Terry goes, tell him I said hi. Adam Cole? I'll tell Adam Cole.
I mean, not for nothing, Vince. You gave me a shout out on the radio once before already, so you can give another one.
Absolutely can. You're right.
You can mention the GIMP or whatever. Burned her fucking hand. Little sympathy plate. I'm good.
Vince, if you could please do me just one solid, could you please tell Adam Cole for them to win the championship before they betray each other? Because their shirts are selling like hotcakes.
I'm gonna be there. That's the night that they're challenging. So I'm gonna get interviews before that happens. It'll be interesting to see whether or not they go with it. Because listen, I love FTR, but I think that this MJF Cole thing is like, it's your hot hand, man. You got to play the hot hand.
MJF's reaction when he came out and he's like, no, you played my music already. You're playing the wrong music. And then all of a sudden he heard that they combined the two in his face.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, everything
the way he picked them up, the way he picked Adam Cole up was the best thing ever.
It's like the movie Step Brothers.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Very much so.
Excellent analogy.
That is perfect.
That was great.
Well played. Oh, listen, not to shift gears, but I just want to get it out there because our good friend over at YouTube, David Rosca.
I need to make a sound effect for whenever he makes an update, like the Fox News updates.
Oh my God, do it! A breaking news and send me the file.
Yeah, I will absolutely do a breaking news.
That would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
So, David Rosca, Trish Stratus, Becky Lynch, SummerSlam. What kind of match will it be? That's a very good question. I think. I mean, it's SummerSlam, right? I think they put him in a cage.
Ooh, that would be good.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think you're getting a cage.
I think Hell in the Cell, no interference.
Trish has never been in a cage match before, now that I think of it.
She was also never in a ladder match.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. Maybe she's checking off boxes.
That's what I'm saying. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I just feel in a cage they can still interfere. What about Hell in the Cell?
See, I'm down with that too, but some people
How
can
many
interfere
women
in that
Hell in
shit
the
either
Cell
way.
matches have you had?
That's true. Not many.
Not
You
many,
had
not
Sasha,
many.
Charlotte. That was the first one, right?
I think that was the only one, actually.
Was that the only one?
I don't think that. Yeah,
I think that's the only one.
There wasn't one that Alexa was in.
Becky wasn't in a Hell in the Cell match?
No.
Huh.
She has not.
They were in
Not that
War
I can think of.
Games. But they've done a War Games, but they haven't been in a Hell in a Cell.
Well, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Gotcha.
They've been in Elimination Chambers.
Yeah,
David also
I'm
says,
sure they have.
They had to have. David also says Trish Stratus has a gymnastics background as a yoga instructor.
She does.
Which is true.
Both true
but
things.
I think either way Trish is losing at SummerSlam.
Now, David, who's better, Trish or Nadia?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you're gonna send him into a tailspin.
Who's the better and who's the better person, Trish or Nadia?
It's 10 after 9. You're gonna send him into a tailspin before 10 p.m. Man, you can't throw him. That's a
He's
philosophical
gonna go with
question.
Nadia.
I'm back. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
No, I know. I think you're gonna. I think he might go. I was thinking the same thing. I think he leans towards his all-time favorite, Nadia Comaneci. Why does the jellyfish behind me look like the Challenger disaster?
Shit, it kind of does. That's hilarious.
I'm so glad it just faded away. I was going to stare at that the rest of the show. Oh my God.
No joke. When that happened, I said to my mom, "Mom, look at the fireworks."
Yeah, that's bad.
I had no.
Oh, we have an answer.
4 years old.
David says Nadia Comaneci made yoga as that. What about our question?
Well,
Who's
I think
better?
maybe he's implying that she kind of was the one that was on the forefront of using yoga as a helping you to train for gymnastics. So maybe he's saying Trish is not as good because Nadia was the OG. Maybe. I don't know. I love the Nadia Comaneci mysteries every week. Just
Trish was not trained by Bella Caroli, so Nadia's the GOAT. Sorry.
But so this, speaking of the stipulation of Trish and Becky's match, we've got one on the bottom as well. We're thinking of a couple ones here. We've got this tribal match that's Roman and Jay, and then we also have to try and think of what are they going to do with Cody and Brock. Is it going to be a bull rope match? Is it going to be a coal miner's glove match? Is it going to be a bunkhouse brawl, whatever it is, what kind of match from the 1970s is Cody
maybe they just do a straight up Extreme Rules match.
Yeah, like maybe a last man standing 10 count thing.
Okay,
I have a question.
What match?
A coal miner's glove. You never heard of it?
I have not.
So coal miner's glove was those big work gloves.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a loaded glove. It'll have like a chain or metal on it, and then they put it up on a pole, and the first person to get it gets to put the glove on and beat the shit out of the other guy with the glove.
Gotcha. Okay.
Interesting.
So
I have
it's
a
not
question.
Viagra. Gotcha.
What was his daddy known for? What kind of matches?
Maybe Texas bull rope match,
Texas bull rope matches. Yeah, I remember he had quite a few of those with Harley Race.
Yeah,
so I would lean towards that because he's always trying to give his dad some kind of
Bro, I'm sorry, he mentions him every single promo. It's really getting tight. Like this week was like my daddy, and I'm like, buddy, we get it. Like,
right.
I
just had this conversation with Steve because we were speaking. I mean, I don't want to jump ship, but we were speaking about like who's hotter than LA Knight. I said to him, and he said to me, "Well, Cody Rhodes," and I'm like, well, I mean. That's up for argument, I would think, because for me, LA Knight is hotter than Cody Rhodes. Like I'm getting a little bit tired of him, just a little bit.
No, I kind of agree. LA Knight is, I think, more over than Cody Rhodes
because Cody got his moment. He was at least able to get a main event moment. Like the same thing with Sammy. Sammy's not as over as he once was, but he got his thing at Elimination Chamber. Cody got the WrestleMania thing and the Rumble, winning the Royal Rumble and all that. LA Knight hasn't gotten it yet, and he was, he got put through the shit. He did that pitch black match. He was making chicken salad out of chicken shit at the Royal Rumble, trying to do a one-sided rivalry.
He's a guy that has been able to get over organically, and he's in the top, beyond over. It's disgusting in a good way. I mean,
the top 5 shirts in WWE shop. Four out of the 5 are LA Knight. It's crazy.
Yeah.
4 out of the 5?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Wait, to be honest with you, David, hold on. David Oscar, to be honest with you, Trish Stratus versus Nadia Comaneci and Gymnast at SummerSlam in 2000. What?
Is this what he wanted to? This might have been what he wanted to see. I just want to know what a gymnastics match would be. Do you do a gymnastics routine and then like it's like rounds, one round of gymnastics,
and then people hold up the 1, 2, 3,
like China used to do or whatever.
But it's like 3 stages of hell. One round is gymnastics, one round's wrestling, and one round's like I don't know, making mini muffins or something. I don't know what the third round would be.
I wouldn't mind a gymnastics match if they make it like how Ring of Honor has that pure championship that you can't strike people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So make it one of those matches. Like you got to use acrobatic moves. That would be cool.
And put like the vaults. Put those the jumpy vaults and then like the pommel horse and all that around the ring so that they could pommel horse.
Women don't do the pommel horse. That's men.
But imagine the pommel horse and then you're kicking them. Yeah, there was a movie. Do you remember Jim Cotta from the 80s? The movie Jim Cotta. The guy got on the but you know what I mean. You can definitely do a gymnastics match by putting like uneven bars or something in the way. You can do stunts off of a lot of stuff. Am I just naming the men's things? The rings is men.
That's men's. Yeah,
Vince,
I don't know.
Vince, I think my age just showed up now because I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're talking about way too much Mitch Gaylord here, sweetheart.
It was him. Mitch Gaylord was the guy from Gymkhana. Oh my God, I can't believe you remembered his name was Mitch Gaylord.
I had such a crush on him. Of course I remember who he was.
Oh, all right. One last thing. We'll show David's thing with Fit Finley as the Bella Caroli of the women's division, which is great. As long as he's not the Dr. Larry Nassar of the women's division. That's all we need.
Oh, shit. that was Hugh Morris.
Kat, did you hear that Dr. Larry Nassar got stabbed in prison?
I did.
Isn't it nice to know he now knows what it's like to get penetrated non-consensually?
Exactly. Exactly. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Exactly. Anyway, no, let's get back to this wrestling.
We have a tribal match.
Try that in a small town. See what happens. There you go.
Yeah, try that in a small town. Oh, tribal match. What's a tribal match?
No fucking idea. I think it just means that not only is the title on the line, but the lay is on the line as well. To be like, this is going to be the new tribal chief. And then Jay said, or Roman says, do the elders know about this? And he said, they're the ones that said it. So that could be implying that we are going to get some elders at SummerSlam. I am also hearing rumors, take her for what it is, that the Brahma Bull might be at SummerSlam.
I'm hearing that too, man.
Well, what's his name, right? What's that
interview or something to start off with? Yeah.
And what I'm hearing is like him and John Cena have free time now since the writer's strike.
Free time and empty pockets. Yeah.
I doubt they're empty pockets,
but you know what I mean. They got to keep making money every month during a writer's strike. So you know,
a paycheck won't hurt.
Right? Exactly.
Hey, Hunter, how's it going? Do I got to talk to Vince?
Yeah. So I mean, this writer's strike thing. Who knows how long it's going to go? Because the idea from the executives is that they want to try and stretch it out as long as possible to get them to get the actors to financially break and not be able to work anymore.
They just hired scrap writers for my general hospital. I am not happy.
Yeah, I don't know. The funny thing is, it doesn't, because of the way WWE works, it has no effect on them. So full steam ahead for WWE. Really. Right, that's what I'm saying. So it could benefit them. Yeah, people like The Rock and John Cena, who are now TV and movie stars. Well, not anymore. So welcome home for a little bit. John Cena, I don't know. I mean, John Cena, I think. Listen, I don't think WWE would ever turn down an appearance from John Cena. I think John Cena might
not be necessary.
His best wrestling days are behind him. He might not want to. I don't know. And I'm saying that, and then The Rock's a decade older than him. So go figure. Like, I don't know, dude. Like,
The Rock's in better shape than John Cena is, though. When you see him, though.
Well, The Rock has a storyline. That's the whole thing. You could put him in organically.
That's true. Yeah, John Cena would have.
John Cena, you got to make some shit up to get him back.
Well, it's the same thing. Realm. John Cena's been running the same storyline every time. It's John Cena comes back. He's very appreciative of the fans. Somebody comes out and says, "You're not here anymore. You're a part-timer, this, that, the other thing." And then he rips his shirt off and will do this right here, right now, in whatever city we're in. And they go, "Yeah." And the person goes, "No, save it for SummerSlam."
Yeah.
That's it. That's every John Cena thing for the last 5 years.
We've seen that story before.
I know, but they're not going to. By the way, that's just what they're going to do.
The other rumored surprise return for SummerSlam, which makes me very happy.
Drum rolls, please.
Is that Bray Wyatt is coming back at SummerSlam in some way, shape, or form. So it's going to be interesting. I just hope it's Fiend at this point, or the original Wyatt, but I don't think that's happening. But it'll be interesting to see. And we hear these rumors and then we get disappointed, but it's also kind of convenient that the Bray Wyatt pack downloadable for the WWE 2K game just got released as well. So kind of seems like this is all leading to SummerSlam.
Ooh. Well, let's hope so. I mean, we tried this Uncle Howdy, whatever it is, new thing. I appreciate Bray trying new things. I would never, ever tell somebody who's a creative person to stop trying new things or to stop creating or to stop innovating. But what I will say is sometimes when you go to a concert and you pay a lot of money to see the Rolling Stones, you just want to hear the hits. You want to hear Paint It Black. You want to hear Sympathy for the Devil. You don't want him to say, all right, we're going to do one from our latest album. And you're like, oh, son of a bitch. You know what I mean?
Or anything from Voodoo Lounge.
but that's what I'm saying. You know, when you go to a concert, you want to hear Santana play Smooth and whatever, you know, Black Magic Woman. I want to see Bray Wyatt. I don't want to see him as a cyborg or a robot or a Uncle Howdy or a whatever, or a, you know, a pig or something. I want to see Bray Wyatt, the backwoods preacher cult leader guy, or the fiend dual personality children's host / nightmare.
See, I'm okay with that one. I'm okay with both.
But you can't tell me that him coming out saying resistance is futile wouldn't be fucking cool.
Like, I mean, yeah, but what's? But then where do we go with it?
The buzzers.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. LA Knight wouldn't even acknowledge that all this spooky dookie was happening.
Right.
So if he was a cyborg, they would just not ever address that the man was a cyborg.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just saying it, but I'm just saying a cyborg would actually be pretty damn cool.
Yeah, but do you remember when they brought out the giant Jack in the Box and Michael Cole called it a box-like structure?
Yeah.
They would just say he has like cyborg-like parts. Oh, these are mechanical-like parts on his costume or his outfit. They like, I don't know. I don't have the faith that they would be able to present a cyborg character without it being like Max Moon or something. You know what I mean? I just don't know what they would do with it.
I don't know why when I hear the word cyborg, all I think about is Glacier and how horrible he was.
I could see where you're going with that, though, because it's the same kind of thing.
It irks me.
You want to hear a quick funny story about Glacier?
Yeah.
So back in the day, like when WCW was first like starting to get big, they started filming their Saturday show at Universal Studios in Florida. And this one vacation we went and we did Disney and we did Universal. And the day we went to Universal, I think it was Universal. It may have been Disney World. Now that I think about it, it was one of the
it was MGM.
It was MGM Studios, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was at Disney at MGM Studios, and we're walking around, and I see a sign: "Come attend free tapings to." What was their Saturday? It wasn't Saturday Night's Main Event, but it was their Saturday show.
Was it Thunder?
It was Thunder, and then there was something else. Yeah, maybe it was just Thunder.
It was Thunder.
Saturday night, right? Wouldn't they do or worldwide or something?
Worldwide. So I think it was Thunder and Worldwide.
Yeah, that's right. Thunder's on Thursdays. I'm sorry.
If you wanted to go, it was free. So I looked at my parents and I was like, I'm doing this. I'll meet up with you guys whenever. So they were cool with it. So I went in, by myself, and I'm in the studio and I'm in the chairs, and they had the WCW ring and it was on a turntable. So like it would rotate like during commercials and shit, and like, I don't know, some whatever. And sure as shit, I got to see Thunder, and this particular Thunder was the debut of Glacier.
Ooh.
So I was there for like the snow, and like the entrance was actually pretty cool. It was kind of like Mortal Kombat-ish, but it sucked. But I mean, it was, you know, back then I was a kid. It was cool. And so, yeah, it was pretty cool. And I got to watch, and I watched like 3 hours worth. They filmed like 2 or 3 or 4 weeks in a row. So like the Steiners were on the show as like the Steiner brothers, and I got to see them wrestle twice.
Wow.
And it's funny to see, like, they come out, they do their entrance, they do the match. Hour later, they come out, they do their whole entrance, they do another match because it's another week. So it was cool to see that. But yeah, so that was the only time I got to see WCW live, really.
That's way cool though that it was free though.
Completely free, and I was almost ringside. I think I was like 2 rows up. I probably would have been on TV, but I probably never even thought of it then.
Right. I was at Universal in 2005, I want to say, and I looked at the calendar for when we were there for spring break, and it was one of the weeks that they weren't filming TNA, and I was so mad because it was every other week or once every couple, and I was looking at the schedule, and it's just like every week around the one that I was traveling had like something being taped where there was an explosion or an impact or whatever. and my week had nothing. And I was like, are you kidding me? The one time. So I never got to see WCW, and I never saw TNA, although I saw a lot of TNA guys on the indies, so it didn't matter. But I never – oh, no, I saw TNA once. I got to see Lockdown 2008.
I saw TNA once. They came to the Westchester County Center, and I got ringside seats for that one. That was pretty cool.
They put on I always thought
they did a lot of shit for the crowds. They made it fun. Like even before and after the show, they're doing tons of pictures and autograph shit, and they're very accessible. Don West was there, and he was a character in himself. Rest his soul.
Right.
But they always put on a good show. So I think this tribal match, you ask what it is. When Jay just basically said it's no DQ, anything goes. So they're just giving it a title, but it's really just a no DQ, anything goes match, which means outside interference, it is what it is. And Jimmy was written off. Who knows if he's going to be cleared to be back in time for SummerSlam.
Steve, I'm going to tell you this much, though, because that part of it comes into question based on Roman's reaction when Solo was about to spike Jay.
Right, and he
it's
stopped
outside interference allowed in a tribal match.
Well, he said no DQ, anything goes. So no DQ, it doesn't, who's going to...
But he stopped him from spiking him. So I think there's a borderline of respect there. Maybe everything goes but that. Like
that honor code thing. I caught that too. You're right.
That's true. They did the head thing.
Right. There was a lot of respect into the whole, all right, we're going to make this is going to be the match. And he didn't allow his cousin to strike him. So I feel like there might be no outside interference.
You're right. No, that's true. I mean, listen, that was the first time you saw Roman do something like that without striking.
It's the first time I've ever seen Roman respect somebody else not named Roman.
Once he found out this was a call from the elders.
Correct.
Right.
So there's a couple things that might be intriguing here. One, like you said, is
the elders interferes, though. That's the other.
Right. So here, I was just going to say,
he turns on his son.
Yeah. What if? Well, or the other thing could happen.
Rikishi turns on Roman.
Right. What if Rikishi comes out in the middle of the match to stop the interference? I don't know.
Right. Like Solo is going to interfere and Rikishi stops him.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple things at play here. There's the respect, as you're saying. We're especially during that last tag match where Roman got pinned. We're transitioning to Solo being like the more assertive, the more aggressive one, and Roman kind of like having to pull him back. So, nothing says that this guy's going to stick with Roman forever. Nothing says Jay could come back. That's very possible. I think if Jay comes back, he either does one of two things. He does the old Spirit of 76 comeback where he has, the bandages all over his head and shit and comes out and helps his brother. Or he does the unthinkable and aligns himself back with the tribal chief, which I don't think would happen. But if it does, it's a very interesting choice to take the Usos and then pit them against each other again. I don't know.
Yeah. So it looks like we have a new listener.
Yeah.
Over at YouTube, Queen Rodham. Can I ask a question? Who will be the person to dethrone the Intercontinental Champion? That's a phenomenal question because I'm at a point right now where I'm good with Gunther keeping it for a very long time and not having anyone right now that could dethrone him. But I got to tell you, like, Drew McIntyre is one of those guys that could be the one.
The way that they're saying this with the commentary, dude, in the way the promos are going,
right?
Where he's like, "I've beaten you twice. I'm going to humiliate you." This, and I'm like, "Oh man, they really don't like letting somebody lose 3 in a row, especially in like main event or semi-main event spots." So it almost seems like this is the SummerSlam of the returning hero Drew McIntyre to take down Gunther. But I mean, geez, dude, I am okay with bring up the Gunther meter and making this guy the champ for as long as possible.
I don't see him losing it till WrestleMania, to be honest.
It's just hard because there hasn't been somebody to give the kind of prestige to that belt since, in such a long time.
Yeah.
And Gunther, is just a beast and he's just transformed himself. And the whole gimmick, the whole trio works. I mean, I'm a big fan of Kaiser. His facial expressions, what he does with his eyebrow, the mechanics, the whole thing, the way he speaks.
I feel like this could be one of those instances when we go back to SummerSlam 92, that the loser of the Intercontinental Champion isn't exactly losing when he gets the belt. Like, I think when this happens, you have to put a rocket in Gunther's ass to go after either the World Heavyweight Championship or the Universal Championship. Because he's too hot to let go. And eventually, they're not going to make him a double champ. I think I don't think WWE likes that much. I don't think they like the double champ standard thing. So I don't think they'll have him hold two belts. But as soon as he lets go of that belt, one, I think he's going to get cheated out of it. I don't see him losing straight from it, which brings me to Judgment Day. For some reason, I don't know why, but one of those guys I feel will dethrone Gunther and let him walk peacefully towards World Heavyweight Championship, because they're going to cheat their way to the belt.
What's so weird is that, dude, I was thinking the exact same thing about Judgment Day. One of those guys takes it off of him, and you almost don't mind.
And if you want to really get people mad, make Dominic Mysterio take it off.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my God! See, I already got Vince mad.
I think whatever they wind up doing with Gunther, the next thing they do with him before he goes after Roman, let's say, I think they're finally going to do the Brock Lesnar Gunther match. Because this whole thing now with Cody's going to finish up at SummerSlam. If Brock's willing to stay around for another payday and Gunther no longer has the belt and he's no longer involved in that, that would be a great transitional match and series of matches leading up to him challenging who I hope is Roman for the title.
I mean, you would hope so, because the only way for Gunther right now is up. And if he doesn't keep the Intercontinental Championship, first of all, thank you very much for the question. If he doesn't keep the Intercontinental Championship, there's no place to go for him but the main event. And if you're not ready to move him into the main event, to have him challenging Seth or having him challenging Roman and to eventually be a world champion, I wouldn't take that fucking belt off of him. I'd leave it on him until you are ready to move him to like the Ultimate Warrior. You don't give him the world title don't give him really the IC title until he's getting the world title.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Tara's right. Read that comment, Thirsty.
I want Drew to win the title in front of the fans, but I don't think it's Gunther's time to lose yet. I agree with that 100%. Yeah. You know, it is, you know, listen, we've said it a lot. Drew McIntyre got screwed because unfortunately he won the title during the COVID era and he wrestled and had to do the whole thing and carried the WWE through COVID, which he did a hell of a job. But at the same time, he never got to do it in front of the fans. And that makes a difference. But that was also the world title, not the IC title.
Right. He was so upset because I know you guys didn't do the Thunderdome a lot because I used to do it for the kids. But like during the commercials, when the wrestlers, like they literally come in the ring and talk to people, he was so great with anyone that was on the screens during the Thunderdome.
Well, that's cool.
He really did try to do his absolute best during that time.
I have an idea. Maybe it might work based on a month worth of story we've had in the ladder, give or take.
Yeah.
What if when Randy Orton comes back, he challenges Gunther and he takes it off of him? That won't hurt either guy.
That's true.
I will never be upset with Sir Randall Orton winning a title. So
I think nobody ever will.
And the commenter is back for the one who initially asked the question, Queen Rodham. Finn versus Gunther. They have a suggestion: Finn versus Gunther for the IC, and then Dominic Mysterio goes for the U.S. title, making him Dommy 2 belts. Maybe. I mean, that's not, you know. Again, there's rumors that the Judgment Day is going to be the next Bloodline-like faction with a multi-year storyline, so it's very possible. I think so, by the way, this is shocking to me. A comment from David that's not about Trish Stratus or Nadia Comaneci or the U.S. Women's Gymnastic Olympic team. and it's actually a very good point. Bronson Reed should have won the United States Championship against Austin Theory.
I agree.
I'll do you one better, David. Anyone should have won the title. Your grandmother in Canada there, who probably was a big Expos fan, should be winning that title from Austin Theory, and then whoever, I don't care.
But you know what, though? I agree with Brunson. That guy is such a beast. He should have the strap.
And that was the time to do. Like, you talk about when it's somebody's time. That four-way match, especially because it's a four-way match, or it was multi-man. It was either 3 or 4-way, right? And there's a way out. The champion doesn't need to be pinned. The champion could get knocked out of the ring, and then Bronson Reed hits a big move on somebody and pins him, and that's it. And then he's the champion. And then you have like Austin Theory against Bronson Reed. So
big move, by the way, is called the Tsunami.
Makes a lot of sense.
I can't believe he walked out of the 4-way with a title. Like, I really couldn't. I thought that was finally the chance to get it off of him, and he still walked out.
Yeah, I feel like they think that this, and like, he's not bad. I say it every week. Austin Theory, they think he has this thing that nobody else in the world sees. The WWE management sees it, and the fans don't. I don't understand what it is that they see in.
He's not connecting with the crowd.
He's not. He's definitely not.
He's not.
Well, he's being pushed down your throat, and when that happens, we back off. It's just wrestling fan nature. That's what we do. We don't like that. We like organic shit.
Yeah. Is this Trish Stratus' last run? David, you know what? In wrestling, you never say never.
I was just going to say, dude.
But you know what? It could quite possibly. Yeah. I mean,
is this her last big run? Maybe.
Yeah. But I think if this is her last big run, then she's getting a title. I think she's going to be champion one more time before she hangs it up if this is her final run. But
see, interesting enough, talking about the Austin Theory thing, he's not on the card yet for SummerSlam either. So wonder if maybe
LA Knight's going to
surprise title defense, and maybe he does finally drop it.
Yeah, and you know who he's going to drop it to?
LA Knight.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. That would be brilliant.
Well, they just actually announced that whoever wins out of Rey Mysterio and I forgot his other boy's name right now.
Santos Escobar.
Yeah,
that guy.
Escobar. The winner of that is face Austin Theory on SmackDown. So there's a chance for LA Knight to come out and challenge him for SummerSlam and hopefully beat him.
See, I would love for Santos Escobar to beat Austin Theory too. That would make my freaking day.
Yeah, there's any number of very talented guys that need to be U.S. champion right now where that belt would help them out. Santos Escobar would be helped out by having the U.S. championship and having a nice run where he defends the title against people.
I just want somebody in the LWO to have a belt, okay?
So listen, so did they 30 years ago during the first LWO.
So
exactly.
Queen Rodham also says John Cena should have won the U.S. title when he fought him at Mania. You know what? That's where I disagree.
Yeah,
only because unless John Cena was committed to stay and do a solid run, it makes no sense. So,
but
it was a way to try and get the kid over and show that he could really go toe to toe, even though he had to win with a low blow. But that's
right.
Story.
And he went old John Cena. Do it if we lost Vince. If you did it 5 years ago with younger,
I don't know what the hell happened. Sorry,
I don't know. Am I back? Am I good?
You're back. You're good.
All right, cool.
Don't fuck with saying about the challenger. Okay.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. I was going to jokingly say for this question that John Cena was going to come back at SummerSlam and beat Austin Theory. But honestly, if he's not doing anything because he can't film Peacemaker or any of the movies that he's doing because of the writer's strike, then if John Cena's committed to doing a like SummerSlam to Survivor Series run where he has the U.S. title and then puts somebody over at the end of it, sure.
Oh, like with the weekly open challenges again?
Or it doesn't even have to be weekly. It just has to be like... He beats what's his tits there, Austin Theory over at SummerSlam. He takes the title. Every couple weeks he has a title match, and then the SummerSlam he has like a big one against, just to use the name, Finn Balor, and then loses it to him. For example, it doesn't have to be Finn, but I'm just saying, something along those lines. But you have to be committed, and that match didn't give me and instill any confidence in me that John Cena wants to take a bump or try and wrestle. Like, it was such a, and I understand why, because he's a movie star and he doesn't need to be injured and doing all this shit. But like, it was such a stiff, he was like standing straight up the whole match. Like it was very much a. It reminded me of when Sergeant Slaughter would come in, and Sergeant Slaughter and Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and they would still wrestle into their like 60s, and they probably still do. But they would do these matches where they would either Sarge would never take a bump once in the match, and Hacksaw took maybe 1 or 2 bumps the entire match, and then they would work this, and that's what it felt like with John Cena. It was like, all right, we're gonna take it easy, this, that, and the other thing, and then not do anything too crazy. You hit me with a low blow, and we'll go home. It's like if you're gonna do that, I don't want it. You know.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you on that one.
I mean, at this point, if John Cena ain't there just to put guys over, and to Austin Theory's point, right? You had John Cena putting you over, and you still couldn't get over.
Right.
We're done with you. Like we're done with you. There's no point.
He joins the ranks of Jesus.
Yeah, like
as somebody who wrestled John Cena and couldn't get over.
Like, that's crazy. I think any one of us could wrestle John Cena and get over.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
I would hope so.
Unbelievable. Facebook user says, "Sup guys, been a minute." I'm not sure who that is. It just
let us know who you are. We'll say hi for real. But hello.
It's probably Kevin.
Oh, Kevin, maybe.
Let me see. I'll tell you in a second.
So yeah,
exactly who it is, Kevin.
Oh, what's up, Kevin? Welcome back. So, what else do we want to cover? I mean, there's some. So now they officially made Becky Lynch, Trish. We kind of covered. We don't know what kind of match yet. I assume they're going to have a stipulation at this point.
Gotta be.
There has to be, right?
Yeah.
Going to be the
You've
end.
hit the point where there has to be some sort of stipulation. Yeah.
Wait, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about this new Bobby Lashley and all these new guys he's putting together? Is that his new group?
This is going to be the Hurt Business 2.0.
Yeah.
Is that the Hurt Business 2.0?
Yeah, I'm hearing it's going to be MVP, Bobby Lashley, the Street Profits, and
they could stop right there.
Omos.
Yeah. Omos.
Oh, all right. I mean, I get it.
Are they faces or are they heels?
Wow.
Well, I don't see. That's where it gets a little confusing, right? Because Bobby Lashley was a face.
Queen Rotten just asked the same question I just did.
Same question. Yep.
Great minds think alike.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got to see.
In that faction, in those groups right now, would be MVP and Omos. So then they would have to then turn them back over, whatever. But I'm kind of hoping for like a Street Profits heel turn if they do it, the Hurt Business like that, because I think that'd be pretty cool to watch.
If they turn them heel, then they should also turn Bianca and throw her in there and have a woman in the
yeah,
absolutely.
That'll be good.
The other thing is, do they want to turn the Street Profits? Are the fan like? To me, when you started listing that group and you're like MVP, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, and I'm like, that's a great group. Everybody's going to cheer for that group. And then you're like, Omos. I'm like, okay, maybe it's a heel group, but it just feels like, I don't know, man. It feels like even if they try and present them as heels,
you could turn Omos face too. I mean,
yeah.
Well, Vince, I can tell you this much, right? I feel like Dawkins already has the heel persona to him because people are so negative towards him because they think he's like the downside of the Street Profits. So really, it's just like one man in hand, and I think he's the best performers out of all of them. Which is what's his name?
Montez
Ford. Montez Ford, I think, is as good as it gets. So I think he could definitely make that transition from a Rocky Maivia to the Rock kind of guy, and get this attitude that could put him on his own at the end of this run.
Because he is he should be a main event guy soon.
Absolutely, I think he's awesome.
We've been talking about it for a while. And, again, Angelo Dawkins is no slouch. And I think now, I mean, he's dropped some weight. His wrestling has always been good, but it feels like he's really ramped it up the last couple of years. So
there's no Jannetty in this team.
No.
Stop knocking my Marty Jannetty.
I mean, if there is a Jannetty, it is Dawkins, though. We must be real.
Well, yeah.
If that's how you're classifying it, that everybody's got to be,
Every team has a Jannetty. Let's just be real.
Did Marty's Dark Side of the Ring?
The Usos, Jimmy is the Jannetty, if we had to say it.
Oh,
but it's true.
I mean, he ain't lying.
It's true.
If we had to pick one, if we had a gun to our head, it's like, all
right. No, I know what you're saying. Did Marty's Dark Side of the Ring air already or no?
You know what? I have one on my DVR, but I don't know if it's that or Abdullah the Butcher.
Man, I haven't watched Abdullah's yet either. This season's been kind of weird because it's, I don't know. It's just you just feel bad. Like, how many times can I hear that some wrestling superstar got killed in a car accident? Like, we had JYD and Adrian Adonis.
The JYD one was really good.
Yeah, on JYD. Listen, Adrian Adonis one was great too because it featured. He was, oh my God, Adrian Adonis was a fantastic wrestler, and like it was another one of those things where he wasn't Hulk Hogan's size and build. So at the time, he was treated like a joke, even though he was a legit guy. And then another, this is like the car accident season because even they had the Magnum TA episode, and that was a car accident.
Right. Kevin says Top Dollar should be in the New Hurt Business. I would be down with that. I like Top Dollar.
It's got to be better than what Hit Row's not doing right now.
That's a true story. When are you guys going to interview Trish Stratus? David Ross, God bless you. If you have a connection, let us know.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you can make that happen for us, David, listen, we're you know what? For you, David, the next time Raw comes by Connecticut, since I've had success getting AEW's press department to give me a press pass to interview people, maybe I will try to get backstage to do interviews at a WWE show. And if I can get Trish, I promise I'm going to ask specifically for her to say hello to you, and I'll get a recording, either an audio or a video recording of her saying hi to you. If I may, if I can get it to happen, it's going to happen. But so next time WWE is in Connecticut, somebody remind me a couple weeks beforehand, and I'll try.
I got you covered.
All right.
Queen Rodham again. How do you make Montez Ford without messing with his characteristics? That's a good question.
I mean, listen, I think it's just it's the difference between. I can't even think of two different characters that, like, I'm trying to use like Jamie Foxx as an example because I see a lot of that kind of same charisma. When Jamie Foxx is playing a good guy, he's cool, he's slick, he knows what to say, all that stuff. When he's a bad guy, he's still that guy. It's just that now it's a little different. He's like, he knows how good he is. Like in Baby Driver, when or in okay, so there's a difference. Like between Django and Baby Driver. Look at Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
It's still it's still him. It's just you just tweak it a little bit.
More arrogant, more cocky.
Exactly. If he comes out with a little bit more of an attitude and like, look, I'm, talk a little bit more, if he does the Muhammad Ali thing, I'm so pretty, I'm so talented, he's got to just talk himself up.
Yeah,
he could easily come out and be like,
it's heel rock versus face rock. I mean, The Rock was able to keep his characteristics, but still be able to jump between a heel and a face.
He can even come out and be like, get ready for the whole crowd to say we want the smoke, and he'd be like, you guys aren't worth the smoke. Like little things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then,
I feel like Montez Ford's organically gets it. And like you said, right, he like feeding off the crowd is a very important characteristic to have as a wrestler.
For sure.
And the better you do that, the more you advance in your career. And I just feel like he gets it, right? So when he gets it, he gets it. Right. And if his job is going to be a heel, he's going to know how to get that reaction out of people.
Right.
I don't think that will ever be a problem for Montez Ford whatsoever, based on what I've seen in the last years.
I agree with that 100%. And my other thing, too, is I'm not necessarily against a face hurt business. We haven't seen that yet. Mm-hmm. So maybe you bring him back as a face and then eventually it turns heel. But start it off as face and see how it plays, because it's just that would be a little different, You
know what? I'm gonna tell you something, man. I might be the only one in this opposing to it, but I have a problem with face fashions, and like outside of the Elite, I don't, and I think they started as heels. I don't know one fashion that started as a face that succeeded. Like
even the New Day was heel first. You're right.
The New Day was heel. LWO is the only one, and although I, as a Latino that I am, I have a soft side for them. They're not hot, they're just okay. They're like those guys you get over. But any true fashion starts off as heels, and I think that's your strong point, and that's where they should go to.
Yeah, I mean, the heel. I think the idea of a faction or a group kind of works better as a heel thing, at least initially, because that's kind of like a gang. It's a gang mentality. Hey, me, you, and this other guy don't like. So we all have a common goal. We all want to, like the NWO. Are we taking over the WCW? Is it we have a certain beef against the DOA or Los Boricuas or whatever? You get your group together and you have your gang warfare. So that's why it works better as a heel. But there is a point where if the group is good enough, like the Nation, like the New Day, like the Elite, whatever, they start off as heels. They earn the respect of the fans begrudgingly, I guess, at first. But eventually there becomes a point where they do have to turn them face.
Right. But at that point, but what you call their faces, because they're now, I say they're reacting to the crowd, but are they truly faces, or they're in that Rock Stone Cold-ish, like, I'm just the man, so you're just going to like it how I give it kind of phase. You know what I mean? They're not truly faces per se. They still got that edge.
Yeah.
Because I get what you're saying, because 9 times out of 10, like even when the Judgment Day's out there, if Dom's not out there, the Judgment Day isn't getting booed. They're cheering for Rhea. They're cheering for Finn. They're cheering for Damian. The only time that they're booing and going ape shit is when when Dominic's out there.
I think they're not so much cheering when Finn comes out, but
depends
Rhea,
on the
yes.
whole thing that went up 2 weeks ago was between Finn and Damian. The crowd was eating that up with the two of them, period.
They only cheer Mommy, honestly. She's the only one that really gets cheered.
Yeah, but she got booed.
No, Damian got quite a reaction when he won the Money in the Bank from that crowd.
That
crowd
is true.
The crowd pumped for his win.
That's true.
Valid point.
That is true. Queen Rodham also says, all right, it's been 2 months. What did we think of the AEW video game? To be very honest with you, I have not gotten the game yet. I've heard mixed reviews. I was just going to wait a little bit until the price goes down, which will probably be in a week or two. But yeah, I've heard very mixed things about it.
Autumn likes it.
Yeah.
Autumn said it was good. She said it's not as good as the WWE one, but she said that but she enjoys playing it.
I love that comment right there, by the way. I hate Dom.
That's Kevin.
Tell us how you really feel, Kevin.
He does such a good job at making people hate him. I'm falling in love with his character because it's so great.
And even more so now that he has a belt, it just pisses people off so much more. Like that grin he came out.
Vince, remember you said he needed like a tiny belt to like.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were talking about that. That's so funny. This was like a month ago, and here he goes.
Broken clocks right twice a day.
You should have seen Justin last week. When he won, he freaking threw the cell phone on the couch. He goes, "That's it. I'm fucking done with this shit. I can't stand Dominic Mysterio." I'm sitting there peeing in my pants, laughing so hard. I'm like, "Dude, you just got worked up over Dom winning."
I know, right? That's funny.
I was so happy he won.
I was cracking up. Well, I had Autumn crying hysterically because she loved what's his name.
Oh God,
Wesley or whatever. Oh my God, she was so upset. She literally was in tears.
She gets really attached to these guys, huh?
Yeah.
You should have seen her last night with what happened with freaking, what was it, Liv Morgan?
Oh no.
She screamed at the top of her lungs. I thought something broke. She got hurt. She got whatever. So I come running in the room like, what the hell's the matter? And she goes, she's like, Shayna Baszler, she just broke Liv's arm. I'm like, she didn't really break her. She's like, Mom, is her arm broken? I said, show her being taken out. She goes, yes. I said, if they show her in the back, she goes, yes. I go, she's fine. I spent 15 minutes consoling this kid because she thought like Liv Morgan's arm was like completely broken.
I mean, I hate to break it to you, but they did that for a reason. She is actually injured, so that's.
I know that, but I mean, it wasn't that bad.
Right.
But now I know how my dad felt when Jake the Snake Roberts set the Cobra loose on the Macho Man, because I know I probably did the exact same thing.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. That was a snake. That was a real live snake biting a human on the arm. So I can understand.
You could see the blood trickling down from, I mean, that was, and then it wouldn't let go.
Yeah, I called my dad at work. I'm like, Daddy, oh my God, I think Randy's dead. I freaked out.
Have you guys seen the podcast of Jake the Snake giving the story about how that happened? How it all
you bite him first. Yeah.
It's gonna have to bite you first, brother.
He's gotta bite you first. I'm not taking a bite from that thing until he bites you, and if you're alive, then I'll do it.
That's great.
Well, the funniest thing is that, and Jake says it, that he was terrified of snakes. Yeah. And yet it was
crazy?
Jake the Snake.
But the kicker is that snake died 2 weeks later. And he goes, I guess Randy was the poison.
Yeah.
Because the snake fucking died. Not them. He did.
Right. I heard on I forget which podcast it was or what shoot interview, but did you ever hear how Jake came up with it? Jake was like high in his car or drunk in his car one day, and he was just like, Jake, rake, Jake, bake, Jake, snake, Jake the snake. And he called the promoter
grizzly bear because of his dad.
He calls the promoter and he tells, while he's like messed up, he calls the promoter, I'm going to be Jake the Snake. We're going to come out with a big ass snake. Sobers up.
What did I say?
Holy shit, what did I just do? He's afraid of snakes. And then you can't be afraid of snakes now. He's been doing it for 40 years, man. You'd think he'd be over by this point.
Hey, you're surprised, man.
There was that. And then the other thing that was hilarious, wasn't hilarious, is that Tuesday night in Texas, where the first time Elizabeth got slapped in the face.
Yeah.
Whoever missed the mark, somebody missed the mark. He was not supposed to actually hit her, and you could tell that he actually caught her face. He said, I did my interview with Sean Mooney, and I got the fuck out of Dodge because I was not listening. I was not going to be in the same arena as Randy Savage after that happened. He's like, I left. I was not hanging around for that.
Kevin, by the way, got the AEW game. He said it's okay. Nothing like WWE. It's in the first time out, so give him time. I mean, that's what I've been hearing mixed things, but.
Well, it plays a little differently. It played a little fast. It's like it's more like No Mercy. It's more arcade style. The WWE. The reason I'm willing to give this AEW game a chance, especially like as Kevin said, I think the idea is the first game is kind of the concept. The second game is probably going to be way more polished, and have more features and stuff. But the WWE games have gotten like the 2K games and the Madden games for basketball and football, where they're like so realistic and such a simulation, and it's just like it seems like work. I just want to wrestle a wrestling match. I don't want to have to, you know what I mean? Like it just seems like a lot of work. Whereas
I like all the realistic stuff.
Vince, I'm gonna tell you the truth, and Steve could attest. I was at his house and I was seeing him play this game, and he was taking a test, and he was like, "Do you want to grab the sticks?" I'm like, "No, thank you." Like I want to play an arcade. I can't do all that shit. It's crazy.
Right.
You're right.
The AEW or arcade, like yeah.
It's nuts.
I love it. All right, hold on, guys. So, Queen Rodham's one question, and it's a really big question. The Roman Reigns match. What is a tribal combat match?
See, thank you, Queen Rodham. I said the same thing earlier. What the hell is a tribal whatever?
So,
tribal Law and Order match.
All I've heard is that means that the lay is on the line along with the title, and the winner will also be the tribal chief. And it is a no DQ, anything goes match.
I'm going to assume there are probably going to be tiki torches or something around the ring, or like some guys, those guys doing the dance and then the big drums. I'm expecting a lot of, remember when they did the African drum match between Aziz and Omos, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they had like the African tribal guys and the traditional weapons and stuff at ringside. I'm expecting maybe some of that, some like more Samoan inspired garnishings at ringside.
How cool will it be? Think about this, right? Think about the Last Supper. Think about that long table that you bring all the elders and you sit them down, them witnessing the match. It's probably not going to happen. But how
Al, I wish I could listen to a word you're saying, but we just got the strangest comment I think we've gotten in 8 years. I can't listen. I'm trying to absorb your words, and I was actually agreeing with you, but this guy,
Paul McPerfstone, which is a fucking great name.
What the hell is this?
Oh my God.
It says, I love your podcast. I always watch wearing my Princess Leia wig, Crocs, and a Hello Kitty thong. I want to smell you after you jog. I love you guys.
What?
oh.
I feel violated.
I officially go to sleep tonight.
Yeah, Paul, I smell like an Indian restaurant after a rainstorm when I go jogging. You don't want any of that.
Hey, guys. And on that note, it's the top of the hour.
Well, I do have one update on the tribal combat match that I Googled.
Oh, excellent.
So it says, based off what they said in this fight, any blood relative is forbidden from interfering by Samoan tradition. There is no one allowed of any blood descendants of the Anoys, Fatus, Mayavias, and Johnsons.
Sami Zayn is going to interfere. I'm calling it.
I was just going to say that. So who that is not is going to. Do you guys want to come over and play leapfrog wearing nothing but swim goggles and tube socks?
Wow.
Are you buying our tickets?
Can I just tell you something that
Are you entertaining that?
For me, it's honest to God, it's the
I got 4 kids. Any time to get out of the house might be a good thing.
It's his profile picture that I'm amazed at, because first of all, somebody had to carve a watermelon, and then he got minion goggles, and then he got like a booger man costume. Like, it's a really well done. I hope that's actually you, sir, and if it's not, you found a great picture.
That's like the principal in Billy Madison.
Yes.
He actually looks like Mr. Belding in a watermelon.
Oh my God.
I will pay for your tickets. I will pay for your tickets if you bring an elderly Asian man with decaying gums to suck on my toe.
I will pay for your tickets if you bring an elderly Asian man with decaying gums to suck on my toes. All right. And it's the top of the hour.
Last podcast.
How else? We can't top that. We had the headliner.
We do have Danny Choi.
We do have Danny Choi.
Oh man, Danny Choi with his summer teeth. Some are there, some are not. Anyway, here we go. I don't know if I apologize to Danny. I don't know him. All right, guys, we can't top that. David, I usually give top credits, or Tara for top comment, and Kevin sometimes does a great. You guys all did great. And Queen Rodham, we really appreciate you being, and because Queen Rodham was there all show asking questions, we appreciate that too. But if I'll be goddamned if in the last 10 minutes, Paul McPerfstone, not even the last 3 minutes, Paul McPerfstone has rocked our world from 10:03 to 10:02 with just dropping bombs. All right, here we go. We're going to read this last one, and then we're going to go, because otherwise I'll sit here all night.
This weekend, my friends and I are throwing a mannequin party. You are all invited. We have 16 mannequins, all rigged to slap us. The mannequins will be in a line. You run by and slap. Mannequin slaps for everyone.
So we broadcast every Tuesday night now at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh, please come back.
Drop in anytime you like, buddy. You just happen to come in right at the end of our stream, because we do an hour, 9 EST to 10 EST every Tuesday evening. We broadcast all over. We're on Twitch. We're on twitch.tv/Wool Report. We're on YouTube under TagMeADate. We're on Steve's LinkedIn. I'm trying to get all of our plugs in. I'm not even looking at the comment section yet. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok. It's all at TagMeADate. The only different one is Twitch. Go to YouTube and hit subscribe and hit the bell. Add us as a favorite on Twitch. Do we know if Chuck E. Cheese is hiring? I will gladly list myself as a reference on your resume just based on our brief interactions in the last 5 minutes. Fantastic. Oh, what a joyous day. At TagMeADate on social media, twitch.tv/War Report. Saturday, I am going to be on 959fox.com and 95.9 The Fox in Fairfield County, spinning rock records. And every week I'm doing a little wrestling history segment during my shift. So I'm there 10 a.m. to 3 on 95.9 The Fox. Friday morning, 9 a.m. on Chaz and AJ 99.1 WPLR, 991PLR.com or some such. Stay tuned to my social media. I'll link it. Adam Cole Bay is going to be calling in the 9 o'clock hour. That's 9 o'clock a.m. on Friday. And then Saturday, I'm going backstage at AEW Collision at the XL Center in Hartford. I'm going to be getting some interviews, and then those will be up on social media and likely also be on the radio as soon as those are in the can. So big wrestling weekend, and hopefully I'll come back with some nice footage for everybody. All right. Other than that, spread the word. Paul, come back next week. Tell your friends. If you like wrestling, we'll do this every single week. We try and read your comments and your questions out loud. We try and respond to them as best we can. We love when we have people kind of helping us understand how other fans are feeling about things and trying to clarify like the tribal whatever match and shit like that. So, any kind of question or comment that you feel is, relevant to pro wrestling or 1980s women's gymnastics, please feel free to drop them in. We got one more. All right. It's 10:06. We got to go.
I was waiting for you to read it.
We got to go. I have a ball of twine and some golf balls. You know what that means? A new toy.
Wait, there's one more.
Wait, no, you got to read the one for you, sweetheart.
Oh, no. Yeah. Is there another one? Where
Vince wants to see Dribbles again. He needs to bring a ball gag and a quart of buttermilk to the Burger King at midnight.
I wasn't going to drink tonight. I just might have to.
We will see you next week.
What a fantastic... Yeah, Paul, drop in next week. We're going to be here, like I said, 9 p.m. Eastern time through 10 Eastern time, talking all things pro wrestling, Nadia Comaneci, and apparently now mannequins, gerbils,
mannequins,
golf balls gags on the string.
God.
I think you got to put the string around the golf ball, so in case it gets lost, you have a way to get it. You know what I mean? You have a way to get it out, kind of like a tampon. All right, we got to go.
You don't stop putting in a tampon.
I'm just saying, if you put a golf ball somewhere it shouldn't be, there should be a string tied around it so you can pull it out. Just general advice. All right, guys, we're getting in the weeds with this. At TagMeADate all over social media, twitch.tv/War Report, TagMeADate on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Paul knows what's up. I mean, the worst part is when you pull it out with the string, it makes that. You know what I mean? There's a little pop. We've suddenly no longer become a pro wrestling show. All right, guys, you guys have a nice week. Paul, thank you so much.